is everybody doing? I hope you guys are great. I want to make this vlog to actually let you guys know about my first week at Royal Plumbers. My first week at Royal Plumbers was quite adventurous in a sense that there's quite a lot of work to be done, and Royal Plumbers is such a huge company. I was not aware. They were just a small company, but they do a lot of things. They do renovations. They have building as well. So they build and they renovate houses. They renovate bathrooms and all. They also work like as constructors, like they're also plumbing contractors, and then they do maintenance. So there's a lot of work to be done, and as assistants we just go with them wherever they're going. If it means today we are dealing with the geysers, that's what you do. If it means you are maintaining a pipe, if somehow a pipe has been broken or it's leaking, you have to attend to that. And yeah, I think that's the hectic part about it. It's not like school where one thing has to build up on top of the other. You learn on the job whatever it is that they're dealing with at that time, so that makes it a bit challenging. Nonetheless, I think I just want to highlight how amazing the leaders are, the managers and the bosses are, because it's so amazing to actually witness somebody who has so much, who's successful at what they are doing, yet they're also so humble. Those people are very humble. They talk to us like we're their mates, so it makes you calm. But at the end of the day, yes, at the back of your mind, you don't want to forget that that is your boss. However, they make like conversing with them so easy. They're very chilled, and they look young. So I think I really do appreciate that. I'm also learning that from them, because I'm also a person who's looking to owning her own businesses someday. So to actually learn firsthand, to see how the leaders operate with their workers and their assistants, it's a great thing. So I'm really grateful for having that observation nje ukuthi ukuhlonipha abantu kubalulekile, guys, no matter how small they are, no matter how invaluable you may think they are compared to you. Ukuhlonipha nje omunye umuntu, it's very important, umnikeze indawo yakhe. And I'm learning that from my superiors. They respect us. I've always been praying for this, even regarding the applications that I'm doing on my electrical side. I'm always praying with God. I know that I don't know much, since I'm still like fresh out of varsity, but when I do come into the working space, I hope to get into a work environment that is healthy, into a work environment that people understand that, okay, she's still learning, she still doesn't know a thing or two, but it respects ibalulekile, guys. So I'm also learning that, which is very amazing. So they're also Muslims. So at 12 they pray, which brings back the importance of God. How many times do you get so busy to not like contact with your God? Those people have a big business. I don't know how many fleets of cars they have. They are so fortunate, but then they don't miss that hour of communicating with their God. So it's amazing to see these things. Okay, this person has so much. This person still recognizes a power beyond themselves. This person respects everyone, So it's so amazing to have people like that to actually learn from. Part of our duty is to clean the fleet of cars. So we wash the cars, we vacuum the cars. Mogel here, I didn't even know how to vacuum a car when I came there, and nobody like told me, it's okay, this is how it should be done. Some things you figure out on the way. But I also just want to commend them on the fact that, when you are a female, people expect, or like there's this belief that certain duties are for males, certain duties are for females. I love how when we are told, like at Royal, to do a certain thing, they don't come at me like, oh, because you are a lady, you can't do this, you can't do that. They'll be like, hey, wash that car. And then Miguel goes and wash the car. Come clean up the sand area and put the sand in the sacks. and they give me a spade, you know? So I feel like it's amazing, as much as they change me from time to time, but it's amazing how you are just expected to do what everybody does. You're not treated differently because, oh, because I'm a female. And this one time I was painting, and my boss came down to me and he's like, okay. Oh, and then I told him I need something to clean the brushes, and then I asked if do they have dinners, and then he was like, they do not have dinners. So they gave me cash. It's like there's a lot of guys in the area where we were working at, as much as they were busy with other tasks, and then he gives me cash and he's like, okay, go to the store and go grab dinners. I know maybe for some people to be like, okay, that was just, come on, you can go to the shop. But I know when there are dudes, even at home, it'd be like, my brothers go to the shop. I only go to the shop when my bros are not home, you know, those type of things. And then we get into a space where it's like, nah, everybody does this. So yes, I'm really glad. I'm really happy. So far, so good. With regards to my leaders and all, and also the dude that I was shadowing, Uvukani. Don't even know if I was supposed to mention his name, but he's so amazing, guys. That dude taught me patience in a different way, because I'm also a person who'd like, I'd assist my nieces and my nephews with homeworks, you know. And you know, when you're explaining something to someone and they do not get it, or you tell them how to do a certain thing and then it's like they grab it when you're telling them, and then when you leave them like the space to actually practice what you've been saying, and then it's like you didn't tell them, you have to start all over again. That drains me. It frustrates me when I have to teach someone something and then don't get it. But Uvugani is challenging that part of me, because I don't know how many times he's given me iwatapam pliers to actually use it. It's actually a tool that is used for holding and also like unfastening nuts and all in plumbing. So I have been struggling with using the tool, and he has never shouted at me. He's never come at me like, Cindy, so I've been telling you this for like 3 times now. He just shows me. It's like, okay, this is how you do it. Move it this way, you adjust it, and this is how you fix it. So I'm also learning that from him. He's such a great teacher. I really hope that he stays longer at Royal, so that because I can tell that there's actually quite a lot that I can learn from him, and it's so amazing to be taught by someone who somehow gets to like, or understands the fact that, okay, you don't know, so they have to teach you in a certain way. And he's also taught me, it's okay, fine, I need to be patient with like people when I'm teaching somebody something and maybe they're not getting it. I need to try a different approach, and I don't really need to get worked up and all, you know. So it's been amazing. So on our first day we did house cleaning, and there was a renovation that was going on. So we just helped around with cleaning the area, removing bricks that had fallen, sweeping the house. You know, it's not always like fancy, guys. You do what you're told to do at that particular instant. Sweeping the floors, just there was not much for us to do, because what was left is for the plaster guy. On the second day, our task on the second day was to change meters. We actually went to Kodama Flats as a West Gates here in PMB. So we went there to check and change our meters that have been tampered with. So yes, Uvugani showed us on the first day, it's okay, this is how this is done, and then we were assisting him here and there with the tools that he needs, just making sure that he has everything that he needs in order. And on the third day, because he has taught us the day before, so this is how this is done, so we were all working together and we managed to check and fix about 60 meters on a block. Can you imagine how big that is? We're so grateful and just excited to actually do that, and it was actually exciting, and it actually brings me back to a thought that I had. I was like, I'm not interested in plumbing. I think that is being challenged because it's interesting. However, okay, my sister's coming here. I'll have to pause this video and then I'll do the rest of it some other time. But I also do want to say that it's being challenged. However, I do want to mention that we haven't like dealt with blockages as yet. So there's that part that I know is going to be a huge challenge because as much as I'm not the person who like gets disgusted easily, but I don't know. We'll see then. Goodbye for now. Hello again, guys. So this is the continuation of the video that I started earlier on my sister's car when I was storing her place. So I'm back at my place. I'm just trying to complete this video because I know that in between the week I really won't have time to do so. So I was actually telling you about the fourth day, Thursday. It was Freedom Day, so we didn't go to work. I was excited. I was really excited to actually just get a day off, you know, and just like get back to my previous and normal routine, because where I stay, it's quite far from work, so my morning routine gets disturbed. I can't work out, so I normally wake out every morning. Not every morning, but I have a routine, like days per week of working out 3 days a week. So I don't get to do that when I'm this side, because we have to be at work by 7 o'clock. So, and we have to take 2 taxis to get there, you know, in the morning. So given those struggles, my routine gets compromised. Nonetheless, the next day we had to report to work. So yes, on Friday, the guys that I'm actually assigned to, they didn't come to work, and I had to do housekeeping for an entire day. I was so exhausted, guys, at the end of the day. So earlier on, we were given rods to sandpaper them because they had rust. You do not paint into something that has rust. You have to actually use the sandpaper to clean it up and remove it. And then we had to paint them. So I painted them, and thereafter we got a half day, and then we were excused. Guys, that was my first day. But I'm just glad that there's so much to learn. It's not only limited to plumbing. I'm also picking up lessons for my business interests as well. Just want to encourage anyone who is perhaps at a space or in a field that they do not like, because it be like that sometimes. You think, you know, you think ukuthi mhlambe this is just bambies, but you never really would know. You actually think you may never know. Maybe my future is in plumbing. Maybe my only interaction with electrical engineering was in school, you know. So you really want to actually to accept where you are at, you know. And yes, continue to dream big, but then actually just make the most of that moment. Because I know sometimes it can be draining, sometimes it can be overwhelming to be like, oh, now I have to do this, but then this is not what I wanted to do. You don't want to be operating with that mindset. And if you look around, guys, there's always something to learn from people around you, from the job itself. And I strongly believe that everything happens for a reason. With everything that you're experiencing, everything that you are learning, it's teaching you something for either your next big thing, but it's going to benefit you in one way or the other. And that is it from Sinizongo for now. Goodbye. It's always amazing to actually talk to you guys, which actually brings me to someone who actually encouraged me to start. I really appreciate you so much. You know yourself. This friend of mine told me that you actually need somebody to talk with. I know you love to engage with other people, and he was recommending that I start a podcast. But then I got reminded, as I once dreamt of being a YouTuber. I once wanted to start a YouTube channel. So when he said that, then I started acting on just this. So yes, I appreciate you very much. Shout out to you. Yes, guys, that is it from me for now. I love you. Until the next time, take care.